Welcome, and good evening. How is everybody doing tonight? Can I get a 5x5? Make sure that I'm not talking to myself tonight. There we go, coffee. Thank you. Matt Chad says 64 by number 64. And I see that he is on my backstage here. What's going on, brother?
Hello, brother. How you doing?
Skull.
Skull. Water.
Well, I have water for later, but right now I'm currently drinking a beer.
What?
With a homemade spicy pickle tomato juice in it and some olives.
Really? Oh, what? So you got like a dirty beer martini kind of
Something.
clamato, maybe?
Yeah, there you go. What's up,
That's so good.
Suzuki? Dan H. Welcome in, brother. Half-ass ready. Good evening. Teresa. Snowman Chad, eater of pie. What have you been up to?
Oh wow, just working. I finally got the truck up here. I have a truck. I have an SUV that I have to get ready. That's my next big prep, right? So
Thanks.
I'm excited about that.
That's good. Say hello to some more people here. Juan, welcome in. Sandy P. Hello. Rabbit Coyote. Scott Hummer.
Let's go.
The other guy from our Ohio group, Ghost Lincoln. Welcome in. Little Lone Prepper. Hello. What's happening, Billy? Good evening. Jen 73. I see ya. Good evening. Katrinka. Hello. Man, everybody just coming in here.
Wow.
Grace. Hello. All right.
Really rabbit.
Kiss off. Hello. Not even reading what anybody's saying. I just want to say hello and we'll go from there. Back roof. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. I know where you're going with this, and I'll leave it there, but there's so much you can do.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I don't know if I want to do like an over. Yeah, I definitely do want to do some kind of overland camping setup, but I also want to get a little technical crazy too. You know.
See?
Jennifer. Yeah. Blackbird coffee. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired too.
You got to work tomorrow.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
KP Heathen, Blackbird, welcome in. Jennifer Ocean Homestead, good to see you.
Perez.
Coffee says pickles. Are you pregnant? No. I just normally I get tired of drinking just beer, and I don't drink a lot, but when I do, I get tired of that, So I've changed it up a little bit, and I put V8 juice in it, but it's the spicy V8 juice,
Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
and then I put a little bit of olive juice and olives in my beer. So tonight, when I opened up the fridge to get the olives out, it's probably been. Well, I haven't had a beer since Ohio State won the national championship, so it's been a few weeks. So I just felt like having a beer, and So I was getting the stuff out of the refrigerator, and I saw my spicy pickles. I'm like, hey, I bet you this would be good. So I threw one in there. Yes, Sadie P, that's exactly right. Poor man's Bloody Mary. Yes,
Man,
that's what it's
I
called.
used to have it was that was one of my traditions was back in South Carolina. We would have a Bloody Mary, and I loved it I loved it spicy. And I never had pickles in it, but I loved a lot of olives in it and
Yeah.
bacon. I had a
Mhm.
bacon Bloody Mary that was really good. They took bacon and crushed it and put it all around the rim of the glass like,
Like salt.
oh my God, amazing. Yeah.
That's
And of
awesome.
course, you had a bacon straw, right? So,
Yep.
Mm.
Sorry, coffee, that none of that sounds appetizing. But as I always say, don't knock it until you try it.
Yep.
But, well, that's cool that you got a new vehicle, and so
Yep. So now my first, it's always in steps, right? So
yes.
before I turn it into some type of crazy overland, vehicle with all these capabilities, I gotta make sure it's mechanically sound. So with all trucks, there's always things wrong with it, right? The gas gauge doesn't work, or some light doesn't go off or something, or at 80
Oh,
miles
it's
an
always
hour.
something. It's
Yeah,
always something.
yep. It's a personality. A truck has a personality, right? So you gotta iron all that stuff out first, make it mechanically sound, and then you can build from there. Have a good foundation.
Scott Trisdale, welcome in. He had beef bacon recently. Not bad. Okay.
Ooh.
I don't know if I've ever had any beef bacon. Robert Banks, welcome in, my friend. Devil Dog 2856. Hoorah.
What's up, Devil Dog?
Wolfang. Another Ohioan. All right.
Wolfang. Yeah.
Let's
Uh,
see. I'm going
I'm
to
reading Rabbit. I got him. I
putting.
kind of got this idea, Rabbit, that I want a collapsible top rack. Like it collapses down flat and you pop it up when needed. Uh,
What's that now?
it collapses down flat, like it's all down flat, and then you pop it up and connect everything. Kind of like you take a box and you flatten it out, and then
Yeah.
you pop it up and open it up and interconnect all the pieces, and it's a box, right? So, but when it's not needed, you fold it down flat.
Oh,
I've
okay.
seen this, and I was like, wow, I really like that idea.
What was it for, like a tent or something? Or
No, just like a luggage rack on the top.
oh, okay. All right. I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the
I've seen those. They make a tent for up top of
mhm.
SUVs, and they have the hard casings, or they can have the soft ones, but you can just pop it up and you sleep up on top of your roof of your vehicle.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go that route.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'm thinking about drones on the top of it. See, I'm telling you, I got these weird dreams, right? So,
Rob says he needs a 4x4 van with shag carpet.
hey, I grew up. I was born in 1974, and that was it, man. That everybody had these panel wagons with the mural on the outside of it. It just this and just shag carpet on the inside. Man, I'm a big fan of those. I am.
Pookie Khan, welcome in.
Okay.
Let's see if I missed anybody else. Oh, Oki Khan says no white vans.
No advantage. No, it's got to be like airbrushed. Me riding a giant penguin. Carry in one hand I've got a pie, and the other one, of course, I have an axe. You know.
Katrinka, been feeling all right. I started my new medicine.
Right, right.
I didn't want to take it, but it wasn't getting any better. So I started taking it, and my neurosurgeon said, it's if you feel weird and you don't like the way you feel, or if people think that you're, going into a zombie stage, whatever, yeah, I can just stop taking it. So
Oh
it's
wow.
it's a low dose. It's a gabapentin nerve medicine. I
Yeah.
didn't want to take it, but I got to do something because
The
the
pain.
pain
Yeah.
and the shocks that are the zingers that I call them.
Yep.
I
Singers.
couldn't. So it's actually, it's been doing all right. So I appreciate
Good.
it, Kiss.
Go
I
team Devil Dog. Go team Devil Dog.
but yeah, so we'll see. I mean, it's not a forever drug, so I'm not gonna be on it forever. Just get me through to a point, Um, and we'll see. So I mean, you can see how it's kind of caved in right here on this side. That just there's no cushion underneath the skin. So which is why I'm having a lot of pain and the zingers. Um, because it's the skin on bone. So any movement or whatever, that's why it's like that.
Mm.
So they're talking about injecting some of my own fat from my body in there to fill it in, and
Okay.
or transplant of it, and it should be all right. So
Fat transplant.
yeah, I
Wow.
got I got I got plenty of it. So
yeah.
well, let's see. Prep Rebel, welcome in, brother.
Yeah, I seen that. Prep Rebel Actual.
Yes.
He's the man in charge.
Yes, he's a mod over there on Pinball Preparedness. So
Okay. Cool.
he does good with the gardening and stuff. So I've
Camel
asked a lot of
Carl.
questions.
Wow.
What?
Badass.
Hey, Camel Carl. Well,
There's
let's get into what I have. I got some stuff written down, um, just some current event stuff, and then we'll
Oh,
go
okay.
into the main part of it. But man, what do you think about these darn planes that have crashed?
Man, you know what? Um, it's very unfortunate. First and foremost, plane crashes, are just horrible.
Yeah.
Lots of death and destruction, and uh, I don't know if it's incompetence. Well, it's obvious it's some type of incompetence, or is it, maybe something other than that? I don't want to say because I don't want to influence. You know what I mean? And it just kind of has that feeling like leave the world behind kind of stuff. But it's only two. It's only two planes, right? That made the news, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I say rather wait and see. Time will tell what's going on. You know,
Yep.
uh, it's unfortunate. It is. It
Well,
really is.
we don't have that many plane crashes in the U.S. Um, but it just that second plane crash, the one that crashed in Pennsylvania, man, that
Yeah,
that that was crazy.
that was very kinetic. Yeah,
Yeah, and for
very very
something
kinetic.
they said it was a small plane, but to have that big of an explosion and then for it to produce that much energy to throw stuff as far as it did, half a mile away, is freaking crazy.
Right. I mean, and
What the
just
hell was on that plane? I know they had oxygen because, from what they're saying, of course, we're never going to know the true answer. What they said that they were transporting a girl and his mother back to Mexico, Tijuana, via stopping in Missouri and then refueling and then flying to Tijuana. But what the hell would be in a small plane enough to make that big of an explosion and to toss stuff a half a mile away?
And well, obviously it was on fire before it landed. I mean, before it hit, impacted.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, what kind of plane? It was a Learjet. It was a jet. It was a Lear jet. So it had JP5, JP9 jet fuel in it. Who knows what type of had oxygen, right? So, but man, that thing really hit hard and created quite the debris field. Just the physics involved created a crater, a nice sized crater, and just mangled everything in its path. In the blast area. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I'm curious to see how the hell what they come about with the helicopter and that plane. I know that I've worn night vision before. I know depth perception is very hard.
Right.
You don't have depth perception, but at least with the night visions that I had, of course, pilots and they're gonna have the top of the top.
Okay, sure.
But still,
I think would it be hard? Would it be hard to see your instruments with night vision on while flying in a helicopter?
No,
that would be my question.
They do it all the time. I mean, they have, training at night for a reason,
right?
So I mean, whatever they use a low light, like when we had our Humvees and we drove Humvees with night vision,
right? Yeah,
blackout, and just that little bit of light from a blackout light lit it up like it was daylight,
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, hell, that cigarette you smoking a cigarette, and I have night vision, and you cup it, and just by cupping it, which was what we did, it made your whole face glow.
Yeah, from miles away. Yeah, I remember using night vision. I was a grunt. We were in Tunisia just doing night exercises. That's when we first got the new stuff, and it had the IR illuminator. We were using the IR illuminator to stretch out and navigate long distances by signaling with each other with the IR illuminator in the night vision. It was crazy. So I do know that the pilot she only had like 500 hours of logged in airtime.
Pilot time. Smokey Khan said she had a total of 18 days of flying time, and they let her lead a doomsday training operation. But I heard that the trainer had 1,000 hours of flight time, and the person flying it had 500. But still, 500 hours is quite a bit of time. It's not like it was her first time up in the air.
It's more than me.
Yeah.
I think I actually have some flying time. I have like 30 minutes of helicopter time. I took a helicopter up and then I bounced it off the ground. And that's all I got.
Yeah. I've rappelled out of a helicopter.
Oh God, yes. Oh, a lot of that. A lot of rappelling, a lot of fast roping. Oh man, got sick of that. But yeah, if she had a trainer with her, an absolute expert, thousands of hours of logged in flight time, he could have been able to take care of that situation. He should have been able to see something and go, hey, no, we need to correct.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. I saw something in the comments here. Yeah, I mean, you're never going to know the true answer what happened. I mean, they say, hey, wait till we find the black box. Yeah, but they never report what exactly they hear or see on that black box. They let us know just enough to get us on to the next thing. So,
yeah.
All right. Enough with that. I saw today where the tariffs on Mexico and Canada are going to be suspended for 30 days so they can negotiate whatever. But the tariffs on China are still in place to take effect.
So how much are the tariffs on China?
Was it 10% or 10? Yeah. When
Yeah.
'cause I know
Whereas
it's 25%
Mexico, China's got like
yeah.
okay. Yeah. I you know what? I think the tariffs it's brilliant. You know, it's brilliant. It is really. Uh, you know, everybody's saying, "Oh, this is such a bad thing. Oh, we're going to go through hard times. Oh, this is going to start some type of, tariff war or whatever." But there's already been tariff wars out there,
Yep.
you know, and we've been losing the whole time. So, you know, Trump is like, hey, I mean, he is one of those master negotiators, and he's coming from a place of power, right? A place of strength, and he's already made multiple countries go, okay, sure, whatever, fine, you know, and it's a powerful tool for negotiation.
Well, and that's just it. I mean, we've been taking advantage of like China for so long, and
Yep.
I would love to see all this shit come back to the United States. There's nothing that you and I need in our lives that we can't make here in the United States.
I totally
We
agree.
should be making that shit in the United States.
Yep.
Um, we don't even make, from my understanding, our antibiotics.
Right.
It's not even made. I mean, that's made in Canada and China.
Solar panels, all made in China. Batteries, all made in China.
I can't say necessarily solar panels because I have like a company here in my town.
Really?
That it's commercial though. And they just expanded. I mean, they took over 4 city blocks and built humongous million square foot buildings to build solar panels.
Wow. See, that's great. That's amazing. And that's what these tariffs are going to do too. You know, we're going to run out of stuff and we're going to say, you know what? Let's just go ahead and build it. Let's go ahead and make it. Somebody will buy it. You know, that was the American way anyway. Back in the day, you know, World War II. These vets, they came home. They had nothing else better to do, so they just got in their garage and started building, race cars. And then, you know, they're like, hey, yeah, well, I can build this. I can also build this and this and this and this. Next thing you know, they're coming out of their garage, starting businesses, starting factories. You know, plants and shops are popping up, and it was all made here. And you know, it was the best stuff. Everybody wanted it. You know. American made meant something.
You look at the whole aspect of like when Walmart's come in. I mean, they killed a lot of mom and pop stores.
Yeah, small town killers.
Probably 90% of Walmart stuff that they sell in their store is Chinese made.
Yep.
All their clothes might be made in other countries, but it's not none of that shit's American made. You know, so. I would like to see a lot of these companies come back. I mean, the bigger companies like the automotive industries. Sorry. A lot of that is, I think, the reason the tariffs with Canada, because a lot of stuff is made in Canada, a lot of stuff is made in Mexico to bring the stuff back into the States. So, hey, it ain't like we don't have the buildings. I mean, every city has multiple buildings that have been neglected or abandoned over the years because they've moved away. So,
oh yeah, I mean I'm here in Cleveland, and there's just the commercial property. It's cheaper for me to go buy a $10,000 or a 10,000 square foot warehouse, you know, and seriously, it's like maybe $20,000 than for me to go buy a 0.1 acre dilapidated house for like $150,000. I'm like, really? What's they're practically giving away the old industrial buildings, you know, all over. It's not just Cleveland; it's other places too. You know.
Yeah.
and some of them still have the tooling in them. Some, they still have the things, all the stuff. I mean, the old job I used to work in, that thing has been around since the 1940s. I think the building was built in the 1930s. You know, a lot of that stuff still survives and still there. Repurposing and retooling it. Maybe you have to fix it up a little bit, right? Bring it up to code, up to par, and then go from there.
Absolutely. All right, next one. I was reading an article earlier, the conversation of taking over the Panama Canal, taking that back because of the amount of money that we're paying to use the canal. So
Yeah, what is it like? We have to pay $1 million for every military ship we put through there, and it's ours, right? We made that. That makes no sense. And then, of course, you've got China on either side that have a port here and a port there, and strategically they could just shut down, and there you go. You can't use the port. You can't use the canal anymore because they have control of either side of it. And the Panamanians, they just let it go. But I hear the Panamanians are like, okay, sorry, we messed it all up. Here you go. Yes, sir, Mr. Trump, sir, whatever you want, So I hear there's favorable negotiations going on.
Yep.
And China's just going to back away. They'll back off. They're like, okay, we back off. They might try to do something shady or corrupt along the way, but for the most part, they'll back off.
They wanted to put tariffs on us. Well, here's the thing: if we say F China, they're done. They're done.
Yeah. Approximately 70% of their GDP is us.
within a matter of days, they're done. They're not going to have nothing. So I don't know. And I heard you talking on your live the other day about it. When's the last time that they've been into a military conflict?
Yeah.
So they might have numbers, 1 million man army or whatever, but they're none of them have ever been to combat, from anything,
Yeah,
but,
and their system, their whole system is corrupt. The communist system, everything is corrupt. Everything, all the way down. I mean, think about that as a military, a corrupt communist military. For one, you've got people that are forced to fight. They're not volunteer like we are. We're all volunteer army, military. They're not. They have to fight. They're forced to fight. So a lot of them are not going to. And what happens is same thing in their industrial sector is they just kind of half-ass things, and like, I'm going to skate. I'm going to go behind the woodshed here and take a nap. Here, dig this foxhole. Okay, I'm going to hide in this foxhole. You guys carry on shooting. I'm going to play on TikTok.
Yep, absolutely. Hey, welcome in off the wall, Prepper. Tuck by V, good to see you. Celtic Grandma, Holly Ivans, welcome in.
Oh, yep, I know everybody.
Daryl, welcome in. Sherry, hello. Just want to make sure I say hello to everybody as they come in and as I see them. All right, I think I'm caught up there. All right. The next thing on I was going to talk about is, a lot of the stuff when I was writing some of the stuff down, I didn't have time to listen to everything that was said on your 7-hour live stream.
I know it could be hard.
A lot of it, and
I see you in chat.
It amazes me the thought process of the people on the other side of normalcy that I call normalcy, And,
oh yes, yeah.
But anyways, it's always funny because it's always, pointing their finger at you. Well, I was always told when you point your finger at somebody, you have all these fingers pointing back at yourself. And
Right?
so one side tells the other side, "Hey, you shouldn't do this." Well, you did it. And then
Yeah.
the next time they say you shouldn't do it, well, because they did it. And it's just
Right.
whether you're
Right.
Republican or Democrat, independent, whatever, DC as a whole needs to be flushed down the toilet and start over anew.
Yeah, and we have that right. I mean, I didn't get a chance to address that with the gentleman, but you know, I kind of see, and that's how our forefathers wrote this in too, and you know, and so we've all heard the term uh, two wings of the same bird, you know, so to speak, and that's how I look at it, you know.
Well, when it's so predictable now. Like I knew when Trump got elected that all hell was going to break loose on the other side, and they were going to stomp and kick and cry and like a freaking 2-year-old. And you got grown ass men and women in our Congress that were elected to take care of our security and to make laws, and you got them telling people to go out and protest and cause havoc and to do all this kind of shit.
Right.
And you got grown ass men and women saying that they're going to do whatever they can to disrupt the process, and we're going to stall and take as much time as we can to get his cabinet in there.
It's just,
But
I mean, it's just blatant.
well, if the tables were turned and they did, and then the Republicans did the same shit, they'd be screaming, "Holy hell! Oh my God, they're doing this! You know, they're racist or this or that." And I'm like,
Racist or
"Oh my
fascist.
God,
This
over."
this is a
That's why
yeah.
they all need fired. They all need fired.
Yeah.
And because I'm just sick of it. Look, in order to run this country, you need people in key positions. That's why they have to go to the Senate to get approved, because you don't just want anybody in there. They want to know who they got coming in.
Right.
But
Vetted.
they know. I just find it funny that they're stalling on key components of the new administration. The Attorney General is the number one. They're going to stall on that for as long as they can. Why? Because they're afraid. They're afraid because they know that they fucked up and that they screwed the United States over for all these years, and that person's going to come after them.
Oh yeah, he's going to clean house. He's going to clean house. You know, it's likened to that you know, your mom coming in and going, "Hey, clean your room. You haven't cleaned your room in a week." You know, oh, you know, but you've been lying to her the whole time, saying you cleaned your room. And it's corrupt. It's corruption. They lose their corruption. They lose their corruption ties, their cushy life, their power. They lose everything because you know that's all they've been uh, focused on all these times in these key positions and other in lesser positions is how they can stay in power and how they can just do nothing, right, and get paid.
I'm just tired of it. Every time that the Republicans get in, the Democrats do this. Every time the Democrats get in, the Republicans do that. Enough is enough. You
Mm-hmm.
know, uh, you're not 2-year-olds. So let's start acting like we're grown ass adults and let's do our jobs. Because if I did my job like them, I would be fired.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a job.
You want to have a job? Nobody
I'd be
would
in
have.
jail. We'd all be in jail. We'd all be
Okay,
in prison.
exactly. But so I mean, some of the cabinet members have gotten in there, like the Secretary of Treasury, the Interior Secretary, Transportation Secretaries, Secretary of Defense, Homeland Security, CIA Director, Secretary of State, EPA, and just this evening, Secretary of Energy was voted in.
All
So
right.
now we have to wait for the Attorney General, the Secretary of the VA, which I don't know why they're dragging their feet on that. Welcome in, Gma Merkel.
Hey, what's up, Jim?
dragging their feet on the Secretary of Agriculture, UN ambassador to the UN, or the U.S. ambassador to the UN, the HUD secretary, OMB director, HHS secretary, National Intelligence Director, Small Business Administrator, and Commerce Secretary are all ready to be voted on, but they got to stop stalling in order to have a vote, which they're not going to.
Wow.
And then you got a handful of people that are still waiting to go, even to have their hearings. But it's nuts. So, I mean, this is just one reason why people need to be prepared for anything, because of shit like this. You never know what's going to happen. You know, they're willing to sacrifice everybody's security over what is behind your name. Senator so and so R, Senator so and so D. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting that they have hijacked Washington D.C. for their own political gain.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've been
every day. Well, every day, never forget about whether you're right or wrong. I don't know every case of who was arrested, but probably 99% of those people, if it would have been on the other foot, they wouldn't even have blinked an eye at it.
Oh yeah, and there were many cases afterwards, where what was the Nashville takeover of the Capitol, the Oregon State takeover of the Capitol. No, those people got arrested. Yeah. You just let them walk right in.
What about these people that burnt down federal buildings and fire departments in Minnesota and Wisconsin and Seattle? They took over a whole entire city block and people died there.
Yeah. 7 or 8 people. No, 21 people. Yeah, 21 people died.
But
yeah.
That, I don't know. All right, moving on. Got 22 minutes left, and we got 40 people in the chat.
All right.
The weather is looking good. It's looking normal. The north is cold. The middle is neutral. And the south is warm.
Yeah.
So that's looking good. We're supposed to be having. Are you going to have the ice storm coming Thursday?
Actually, tonight.
Tonight. So ours looks like Wednesday night going into Thursday. We're supposed to have a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice.
What? Oh,
yeah.
We'll probably get that too.
So that just, is another reason to make sure that you have candles and flashlights staged throughout the house. You have your generators ready to go.
I've been doing that. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I'm guilty of this. I have my generators, they're ready to go, but I still don't have my 220 plug hooked up into my garage in order to backfeed my electricity into the house. So I'm hoping I can get that done in the next 2 days, just in case. Right. Welcome in, Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Good to see you, Mike. But I mean, with the cold weather and the possibility of not having electricity, making sure you got little devices like this. This is the Opus 600 that I won on Opus's live stream, and which, by the way, Opus emailed me, and they are my second affiliate. So now I have them as an affiliate. Yes. So,
y'all are getting affiliates. I'm not even monetized. How do I get affiliates? I want Axe affiliates and I want Pi affiliates.
There you go. Oh, don't even go there. But yeah, so I will have a code. I have it now. I don't have it up here. Where you can get 5% off with my code. And then my other affiliate that I have is UCO, and that's the candle company.
Ooh, awesome.
So They
Yeah.
they have all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's not just candles. I mean, anything to deal with hiking and backpacking and camping and stuff like that. They have
Yeah.
it all.
Ooh.
Knives, all kinds of stuff. They have some cool axes on there.
Ooh.
So,
You know, I've
but
always been looking for cheap axes. That's what I want. I want cheap axes I can give away or
yep.
sell. You know. Anyway,
But
wow, really.
with this ice storm coming, we got to make sure that uh, you have a way of cooking. If you don't have
Yep.
power, um, unless I have an electric stove. If I don't have power, I'm not cooking on it.
Right.
So,
I'm going
and then
propane.
obviously staying warm. It's supposed to get down in the 20s as a low for the next week. So the highs are in the 30s, but still, I mean, that's still below freezing or roughly around freezing.
Yeah, tomorrow morning is going to be in the 20s.
Yeah.
And today was 50. Today we had a high of 53,
Yeah.
and tomorrow morning is going to be 20.
So I did a little bit of meal prepping today for some dinners and some lunches and stuff and breakfast for the week, and then went outside and cleaned up some stuff that I had um, from my woodworking that I had done a little bit of woodworking and had some scraps and stuff out in the driveway that I didn't pick up then, and then it got cold and froze and snowed and froze, and so it thawed out, and I got that all cleaned up and taking care of the backyard with the dogs
So
and cleaning up after them. So, but
picking up frozen poop. Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
well, it definitely wasn't frozen when it was 50. I think it was like 54 today here.
oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, this weather is crazy.
Yeah, and that's part of the life, the northern life, right?
Yep.
Is preparing for that time, because it's coming, right? You know it's coming. You're not going to be able to leave the house. I mean, I work in a delivery service, right? So if the ice gets on the road, I'm not working. Now I have to sit at home and survive, which wouldn't be hard, right? I can still cook. I got propane. I can just hang out. I've got alternate power source. I can run my TV. I can plug in my phone. Got batteries for that, right? I can do all those things. Um, you know, I can cook on my propane. Just but I also think, okay, what about my financial? So I'm not working, so I'm going to have to save some money. Probably cut down on some expenditures. I mean, that's my life, my reality. But that's something to think about as well. Like, okay, I gotta save some money so I can make rent, because I couldn't work for 3 days because there were ice on everything. You know.
Oh,
Uh,
breaking news! Look at this.
yeah, breaking news. Yeah.
Vision preparedness is in the chat.
Poof. All right. Oh, cool.
Hey, brother, good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. I thought maybe you were mad at me. Didn't want to. You know.
Yeah.
All right. Next topic. Gardening season is coming soon. What is your
Ooh,
plan?
my
Um,
plan. Hmm.
well, I'm just in general. I mean, that was just
See,
like the topic. What's your plan? Um, just because it's winter out doesn't mean
right?
things stop. I got my fireplace that's burning wood, that's creating ash. Guess what? That's good for. That's good for your garden. So I'm constantly taking the ash out and putting it on the dirt in the ground and my buckets and uh,
Ooh.
another
Yeah.
thing I do is I save all my coffee grounds when I make my coffee and I put that out in the garden as well, along
Wow.
with
I've heard of this.
scraps. from making different meals or whatever. I throw that out in the dirt as well.
You don't compost it; you just put it right in the dirt.
Well, I mean, like I have my 3 raised beds, and so I have all the straw and the leaves that I put on there, and I throw that
Oh,
stuff in there, and it seems to work. I'd like to get a designated compost pile started next year, so that's one of my things in the spring is just to build one of those. So,
wow.
Tiger 454 says that she uses
Tigger.
rabbit poop. Yep.
Oh yeah, she's quite the gardener. Yeah. I've been kind of thinking about doing some since I'm north facing. I can't grow anything on my balcony. It's terrible. The only thing I can grow is a bonsai that I hope is not. It's hibernating hopefully right now and not dead. But I have a red maple I'm trying to bonsai. But I want to get into kitchen, just growing herbs.
Yeah.
Just they grow right in your kitchen.
Well, you can set up and get some grow lights or a grow light and do like microgreens to help with your
Mhm.
eating microgreens and stuff like that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna look into doing some of that stuff. So
Prepper 21. That was one guy. He was amazing. He was growing. He had microgreens everywhere in his house, growing little plot. Yeah, I mean, and you've got the woodworking skills there. You can build you quite the nice setup.
what one of the things I'm gonna do this year, and I'm gonna let everybody know a little hint here. I say I do all my heirloom seeds, and I have had pretty good success at growing that stuff. But this year, I'm gonna dedicate one of my well, I'm gonna probably do the buckets, some of the buckets. But I went to Dollar Tree, and Dollar Tree has I'm gonna do this. They have seeds, right? They're 4 packs for $1.25. I got tomatoes. I got and they're heirloom. Blue Lake uh, green beans, sugar snap peas, um, Hungarian yellow wax hot peppers,
Oh yeah.
zucchini, cucumbers, carrots, uh, another type of cucumber, carrots, a different kind of pea. It's an Alaskan pea. Um, Another kind of green bean, the Kentucky Wander. I got some bunching onions, and then
Oh yeah. Onions.
iceberg lettuce, pickling cucumbers, some Parrots Island romaine lettuce, some Grand Bell mixed sweet peppers, some Roma tomatoes, and they're supposed to grow in containers. Some California Wonder peppers, and some beefsteak peppers or beefsteak tomatoes. Sorry.
Wow.
So I'm going to start those. Obviously, I'm going to know how well these seeds do before springtime because I'm going to start these indoors. So,
Wow. Right on. Get a jump start.
yep.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see how they'll grow compared to my seeds that I've been saving year after year, and we'll go from there. So,
Wow. That's it, man. Amazing.
Coffee, have a good night, sister. Sleep well. Get your rest.
All right. Good night to you, Coffee.
But yeah, so just because it's wintertime doesn't mean the garden is not in play. I map out my garden, so I know how long my garden is, how wide it is, I know how far. I have a little thing that I build my garden, and then when it's time to grow, then I take that out there and I plan it accordingly how I have it mapped out to
Wow.
make the most of the property that I have.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Lots of planning. Wow, that's amazing.
yes, well, I mean, it's winter time. You're not growing nothing per se, you know. I did buy a grow tent that I wanted to do some growing of vegetables this winter. Um, it just didn't happen this year, so um, I will do
Mm.
that. I will do that next year. So, but yeah, so I mean, get your garden stuff ready to go, and I believe I'm going to take a couple of my raised beds and I'm going to build a cover to go over it with some heavy duty plastic and build like a cover on it. That way I can grow, put my stuff like my cold my cold vegetables like your sugar snap peas and your beans and your cabbage and your lettuces and get that in the dirt as soon as I can
Mm.
versus waiting. Here in our area, Mother's Day weekend is when most people get their gardens going.
Oh,
Well,
really? It's like the last frost.
yeah. Well, I can build these hoops over my raised beds, and they'll slide open like an accordion, and I can
That's
open it
cool.
up, plant everything, and then shut it up, and then let it just heat up because of the cover on it.
Wow.
So that's gonna be new for me this year. I'm gonna try that. So
Man, good luck
yes,
to you. Sounds amazing.
so a cold frame. Yep, yep, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, just getting the seeds starting. Probably usually about 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks before you would put it in the ground is typical for here. So
Mm.
go to cold frame raised bed. Yep, that's what I'm looking into that. So, but yeah, I mean, I wish you were able to grow stuff. I wish your apartment was in a different location so you could do
Yeah.
some 5 gallon buckets out there. So
Yeah, I do have some 5-gallon buckets out there, but nothing is growing. It's
yeah,
very hard to grow anything. Yeah.
does the old mutt come in here?
Oh,
Yes,
Mutt, what's up?
old mutt, welcome in. Half our garden from my Korean wife. Her problem is finding some of the Asian plants. Okay, well, I hope you can find them and. But yeah, so that's about all I had for tonight. I mean, I know as far as my gardening goes, I know I built a stand to grow my seeds on, so I need to get all that stuff cleaned up and ready to go. Make sure my lights are working, my heat mats for the vegetables and seedlings that need the extra heat, and my containers. Um, I usually transplant most of my stuff 2 to 3 times. Some stuff I'll transplant 4 times, depending on what it is and how well it's growing. Um, so yeah, it's a lot of work. It's time consuming, but at the same time, there's nothing like going outside your house and picking stuff, vegetables and berries and stuff that you grew, and it tastes so much better than the shit you buy in the store.
Yeah, that is true. What's up, Huga? Huga
But yeah,
Homestead.
Half-ass really said Hurricane Helene messed up a lot of the garden acreage down here, but I container garden, so I should be good as long as I'm able to get in the garden. Yeah, and that's so messed up. You hear actually you don't even hear nothing about the fires in California no more. At least I haven't.
No.
It's just like it never happened.
Yeah. Old news. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Appalachia, it's cold there. People are still living in tents. It's, all they can do to survive.
Well, and that's kind of where I was going to go with this because, it's always something else in the news and something else the next day, something else, and they forget about the stuff that happened in the past. Well, there's a lot, hundreds and thousands of people who were without homes, without electricity, still to this day.
Yeah. Same thing with Maui, Lahaina. Same thing.
Yep. But which, is some of the things that I had to talk about today, getting people in those key positions so we can get the help that those people need. Right now they have acting people in those positions, but the power that they have is not there versus getting the right person in there, the actual person in there, then they can go and do what they need to do.
Yeah, somebody that's absolutely qualified and has a good reputation of solving problems and running a agency or whatever has experience.
Yep.
A lot of these folks, they don't have experience. They're all DEI. They've been hired on diversity, equity, or inclusion standpoints, and so they know nothing.
Yep. I seen someone, I think it was Old Butt, said something about seeds here. We save seeds and swap with her friends most of the time. Absolutely. That's a good thing to do. I know, and I just put at the bottom of the screen there. Vision, if you want to drop your link for the bug out weekend registration, or I can do it, I guess. But yeah, if you're thinking about going, register now. It's open, and they have all kinds of classes, and they're doing a CPR first aid stop the bleed course, I believe.
Yep.
Let me drop this link here if I can. There we go. Boom. Yeah, get signed up and come down or come up wherever you're at. Come over. Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival is bringing his New York gang over. Hopefully, we can get lots and lots of people there, and it's a good time. It really is. So,
oh yeah, great time.
I'm glad that I showed up for the first one, and of course, then the second one I had to go to because the first one was good, and so now we got a bacon record we got to beat.
Yes.
Because there you go. Will there be bacon? No, I'm there. Absolutely. But Hoogie, don't lock your keys in your car this time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be good times, man. Real good times.
But yeah, I mean, it's a good time to get your stuff out, like your little generators. Whether you got a small one like this or the bigger ones.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna bring my Mega One. I know I'm talking with Vision. He's gonna bring his the ones that he has, the new ones, and try them out. Get used to them and use your stuff. So
yeah, I what did I have? I forget what I have, but yeah, I had mine. I kept my phone charged. I did a live stream, for like 3 or 4 hours. It just ran lights. I ran a coffee maker too. Yeah, no, yeah, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, get your stuff out. Yeah, I plan on upgrading. Before I was doing primitive camping. Now I'm going to do what you guys are kind of doing, like fallout camping.
Yeah.
Boom canopies and things like that. I don't know. I might do a hammock. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of the hammock, especially after the last one I slept with bugs.
Who ran? What? I don't know what he's talking about. Somebody ran. But no, like you mentioned a coffee machine, coffee maker. I was talking with Vision about that just the other day. I cannot believe the amount of electricity that a coffee maker takes to run.
Yeah,
like
running a heating element. That's it.
yeah,
Heat water.
yep. So
Oh no, I didn't use I used propane. Yeah, I used another. Yeah, I used propane to make coffee. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, Baker Rabbit Coyote says he's about an hour and a bit from Baker Creek. Yeah, they have a lot of good seeds there. Yep.
All right, half-ass ready. Yeah, you want to? That'd be great.
Oops.
Thinking about attending.
Going up to 10, I'm sure. I'm planning on being there. Awesome.
1,500
Yeah.
watts to make it for a cheap coffee maker. Wow,
Yeah.
that's
So I bought a watt meter so I could plug into my outlets, and then I plugged my coffee pot into this watt meter.
really that's a
Thing.
good idea.
And because I'm starting to make a list of how much my necessities take, right? So my lamp upstairs takes 10 watts to run it.
Hmm.
My coffee pot took 1,037 watts to run the coffee machine. So
Wow.
but yeah,
It's good to
it's
know these
crazy.
things.
I got that because Ghost Lincoln gave me that idea for my greenhouse or my seed starting. So all my lights and my grow lights and my heating mats and stuff like that. So I'm gonna use that to see how much all that stuff pulls. That way I
Yeah.
can dedicate a solar generator if needed for that in a shit hit the fan situation. So
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, the optimum performance. I mean, what's the 7 P's? Piss poor planning produces piss poor production, right? So, knowing all this stuff ahead of time is just you're 10 steps ahead, and you can adjust from there. Yeah, say, okay, well, I've got 30 lights, but I only got enough wattage to run 20. So
yep.
you got to run 20, or you do 10 at a time, right, in different intervals or something,
Yep, absolutely. All right, folks. I have kept you guys here for an hour and 5 minutes. I appreciate your guys' comments and everything. If you could do me a favor and go over there and smash that like button, and share the stream out to help my channel out. I appreciate it. So yes,
Yeah.
Scott Hummer, I appreciate it. Yes, but yeah, I'm gonna drop the link for my Ohio family here. If you guys, in case you didn't have it, but we'll have our little chat, and for the rest of you guys, stay safe, stay vigilant, and stay prepped. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone. Skull.